coming to Everglades Coalition meetings for a couple of decades, with different hats on. Working for state government, we're chairing the former State Energy and Climate Commission, Florida Atlantic University Regional Planning Council. Today, I'm privileged to work in Miami-Dade County, and so much of what I've heard today, and I think you agree, is really it was very positive in terms of the initiative, and there's nothing personally. I would personally advocate every point of that. But I think what I'll do in just a couple of minutes, because I know how these kind of audiences have some questions, I'll channel what I think my employers, the frame that they use when they look at these issues. Because I work for the largest county in Miami-Dade County. It's 2.7 million people. And they're also, we're the largest water and sewer utility in the state. So they're both voters, and they're property taxpayers, and they're ratepayers. And sometimes my county commission does things I don't like. I can't figure out why I can't. They do things they do. But I think as we move ahead in some of these issues, and I think it's going to be at the local government level, I think we have to be here at least in the immediate future until we see how things settle. What I think is sort of the commanding thing for my elected officials is what you would expect of them. They're thinking of what is in the best interest of their constituents. And in many of our big urban counties, most of the constituents don't make much money. They're the people that are here in this hotel serving us and making sure that we're enjoying our stay. And that's clearly the case in our county. The income disparity between very high income levels and those in most of the jobs, or people seeking their jobs, is huge. And in that gap, what a disposable income that our citizens have is affected by these decisions about how we can allocate for some of these services. And I think Jim's approach is showing how the expenses of doing these things is coming down is key. Because the cheaper it gets, the lesser the cost is for the constituents, and the clearer that message is back to our elected officials. Because they're most interested in is the total cost of the electric bill, the water and sewer bill, and of course the tax bill. And to the degree to which their actions make any of those go up, they're hesitant to act. To the degree that their actions are going to reduce those costs, is a really win-win, because for the far majority of their constituents, they're going to have more disposable income for the many other things that they hope to use those funds for. So I think these things can be postured that way locally, but keep in mind that very important parameter for our elected officials. So in Miami-Dade, just quickly, the largest water and sewer authority is upgrading its facilities, and that's a multi-billion-dollar effort in our county. And in doing that upgrade, it's about water and energy. And as we move to upgrade our facilities, and we had a lot of problems. We just didn't do it voluntarily. We were told to do it by EPA, so let's not try to roll over the reasons here. We had a lot of things that we've done wrong in the past, but now an ambitious program to upgrade those facilities is underway. And as we do that, we're constantly aware of the fact we're spending a lot of money moving water. And so the decisions that we're trying to make are twofold. We're trying to protect the new facilities in terms of storm surge and sea level rise using the compact projections. And we're trying to use the most efficient ways of supplying the energy when we need it, which is often episodic. It's constant, and then there are events that drive the use of some of the operations. The other things, and some of these things Jason talked about, the PACE program for us is we have our cities that have taken the lead in putting together the Green Corridor and working with the private sector to bring those providers and make them available for citizens to take advantage of them. But about 1 million people in Dade County live in unincorporated Dade County, so they're not able to access that Green Corridor provision because that was restricted to people who live in the cities. So the commission has directed our office, the Office of Resilience in county government, to essentially expand the PACE provider provisions so that our citizens in the unincorporated areas can choose. And the driving force for us was to get as many providers in the field as possible, so that competition hopefully can also drive down costs in that area. We have found, as I think Jason alluded to, is that it's not a panacea for a lot of our homeowners and renters. And we're going to have to find other ways. There are organizations, not-for-profits, that can deliver some of the same services, but it's not through PACE financing. And so we're going to have to investigate those areas. Transportation is a huge part of any communities look at energy from both the standpoint of using energy and saving energy in terms of greenhouse gases. If you can get people out of cars, you're obviously making a huge dent in both what energy fuels we're using and how much greenhouse gases we're emitting. But all of our local governments have some very ambitious greenhouse gas reduction goals. Jason, I have no idea how we're going to make ours. In a state like Florida, we only have two choices. It's transportation and reducing electricity demand. And those are filled with a lot of personal choices about what we do, but from a local government standpoint, it's investing in transit. And that's what our county is trying to do. We have a great track record, but we're once again are refocusing on a plan that would, over the future, put in place corridors that would allow for transit to be available to as many of our residents and visitors as possible. And by the way, those transit corridors are also, as we do our resilience planning and we look at sea level rise, those are on our highest elevations. Now that doesn't mean it's very high, but they're higher than the lowest elevations in Dade County. So it's a plan that has multiple benefits. We are about to engage in a program that, if Mr. Castro had been able to attend, he has led Orlando as one of the first 10 cities to do the City Energy Project with the Natural Resources Defense Council and other national groups. And it's about benchmarking utility use in buildings, commercial buildings where you have multiple occupants and landlords. And I think that Orlando's been very successful in it. Of course, it's often different. It's a different game when you have a local municipal power utility versus an IOU. So we have to, work with our regulated utility. But we look forward to making some gains doing the City Energy Project in our community.
We have to break the question.
That's Laura. Laura has a microphone, so we'll
Okay.
take the questions.
So is that the hook?
Yes.
I'm done.